The Discovery died. Alina Vasquez pressed her palm against the cool metal of the observation deck's viewport, watching the swirling nebula clouds dance beyond Andromeda. Research Station Alpha 7. The joint human-Galaxian facility had been humanity's greatest diplomatic achievement, a symbol of peaceful cooperation between species. For 3 years, scientists from both civilizations had worked side by side, pushing the boundaries of knowledge deeper into the cosmic unknown. The soft chime of her communication device interrupted her thoughts. Dr. Vasquez, to the primary sensor. Array, Priority 1, came the voice of her research partner, Zixthera. The urgency in the Galaxian's translated words made Elena's pulse quicken. She hurried through the station's curved corridors, past the hydroponics bays where Earth vegetables grew alongside Galaxian protein crystals. The cultural exchange had been remarkable, but nothing had prepared them for what awaited in the sensor laboratory. Zixthera stood before the main display, her forearms working frantically across multiple control surfaces. The Galaxian's usually steady demeanor had cracked, revealing something Alina had never seen before. Genuine fear. "What have you found?" Alina asked, moving to stand beside her colleague. "A signal," Zixthera replied, her translator struggling with the emotion in her voice. "From the galactic core. It began transmitting 47 minutes ago, but Alina, the mathematics are impossible." The display showed a complex waveform, pulsing with mathematical precision. Alina studied the patterns, her trained mind recognizing prime number sequences, geometric progressions, and something else. Something that made her hands tremble. "These equations," she whispered, "they're predicting stellar movements, planetary alignments, even the gravitational effects of dark matter flows. How can a signal predict the future?" Before Zixthera could answer, the laboratory doors burst open. Commander Marcus Stone, the station's human commanding officer, strode in with his usual purposeful gait. Behind him followed High Coordinator Velta, the Galaxian diplomatic representative, whose presence indicated the situation had escalated beyond scientific curiosity. "Report," Commander Stone said simply. Alina gestured to the display. "We've discovered a transmission originating from the galactic core. The signal contains mathematical sequences that appear to predict large-scale cosmic events with impossible accuracy." Veltar's elongated head tilted as she examined the data. "Impossible accuracy, you say? Have you verified these predictions?" "We've cross-referenced the equations with historical astronomical data," Zixthera explained. "The signal accurately predicted the last 7 supernova events, the merger of the twin black holes in Sector 12, and even the gravitational anomaly that affected shipping lanes in the outer rim." Commander Stone's jaw tightened. "How long has this signal been transmitting?" "Unknown, sir. Our sensors only began detecting it when the transmission strength increased dramatically. Something triggered it to broadcast at higher power." The implications hung heavy in the recycled air. Alina watched as both leaders processed the information, their species' different thought processes evident in their body language. Humans moved with decisive energy when faced with the unknown, while Galaxians preferred methodical analysis. "Sir," came a voice from the communications station. Lieutenant Torres, the station's communications officer, appeared on the main screen. "We're detecting multiple vessels approaching our position. Configuration unknown, but they're big." On the tactical display, Alina watched as dozens of contacts materialized from hyperspace jumps, ships of designs she'd never seen, representing species from across the galaxy. Somehow, word of their discovery had spread. "Incoming transmission," Torres announced. Multiple sources, all demanding access to our research data. The first message played across the speakers in the guttural language of the Vorthok Empire. Human station, surrender the signaled data to the rightful inheritors of galactic knowledge. A second transmission overlapped, this time in the crystalline tones of the ethereal collective. The cosmic wisdom belongs to all consciousness. You must share what you have found. More voices joined the cacophony. The aggressive Saurian Brotherhood, the mysterious Void Walkers, the ancient crystalline hierarchy, representatives of nearly every major galactic civilization were converging on their small research station. Commander Stone raised his hand, and the communications ceased. Lieutenant Torres, establish a secured channel to Earth control. Priority, Alpha clearance. Elena felt her breath catch. Priority Alpha meant potential galactic conflict. In 3 years of joint operations, they had never needed to contact Earth's Central Command Authority. As they waited for the connection to establish, Elena returned to studying the signal. Something nagged at her, a pattern within the pattern, that her subconscious mind kept trying to surface. She isolated specific segments, running them through every analytical program in their database. Elena, Zixtera said quietly, what are you seeing? I'm not sure yet. Give me another moment. The secured channel crackled to life, and a calm voice filled the laboratory. Andromeda Station Alpha 7, this is Admiral Rebecca Shaw of Earth. Control, Commander Stone, please provide your situation report. Stone quickly outlined their discovery and the gathering alien fleets. Throughout his report, Admiral Shaw remained silent, processing the information with typical human efficiency. Understood. Commander, we've been monitoring similar signals from our deep space listening posts. Dr. Vasquez, I need you to focus on the temporal aspects of these predictions. How far into the future do they extend? Elena manipulated the display, extending the mathematical sequences forward in time. Admiral, based on the pattern progression, the predictions extend approximately 18 months into the future, but they culminate in something massive, a convergence event of some kind. Define convergence event. Doctor, Elena's fingers flew across the controls, her training in xenobiology providing unexpected insights into cosmic scale patterns. The equations suggest a massive disruption in the galactic structure, energy patterns that could affect entire star systems, possibly even alter the fundamental properties of space-time in this region of the galaxy. The laboratory fell silent except for the gentle hum of the station's life support systems. Elena could feel the weight of her words settling over everyone present. Admiral Shaw's voice remained steady. Doctor, in your professional opinion, is this signal a warning? The question struck Elena like a physical blow. She had been so focused on the mathematical beauty of the predictions that she hadn't considered their purpose. But now, examining the data with fresh perspective, the truth became clear. Yes, Admiral, this is definitely a warning. Something is coming, and whoever sent this signal wants us to be prepared. Acknowledged. Commander Stone, you are to maintain current position and continue research. Do not allow any external forces to access your data until further notice. Asterisk, sir, we have 37 alien vessels surrounding us, with more arriving every hour. Our defensive capabilities are limited. Commander, this is Earth Control. Trust the process. The channel closed, leaving them in stunned silence. Trust the process. The simple phrase that had become humanity's unofficial motto during their rapid expansion into galactic society while other species responded to challenges with overwhelming force or complex negotiations. Humans had developed a reputation for methodical problem-solving that often produced unexpected solutions. "Elena, Commander," Stone said, "I need you and Zixthora to continue analyzing that signal. Focus on the convergence event. If something is coming, we need to understand what it is." Over the next several hours, Alina worked with an intensity she'd never experienced. The signal's complexity exceeded anything in their databases, but gradually, patterns emerged. The mathematics described energy flows on a scale that dwarfed stellar formation. Movements of matter that could reshape entire galactic arms. Zixthora had grown increasingly quiet as their analysis progressed. Finally, she spoke in her native language, then activated her translator. "Alina, I believe we are looking at the approach of something from outside our galaxy. Something vast beyond comprehension." Alina nodded grimly. "The signal isn't just predicting cosmic events. It's tracking the approach of whatever is causing them. Something is coming from intergalactic space, and its mere presence is disrupting the natural order." The implications were staggering. An intergalactic entity, possibly sentient, possibly hostile, approaching their galaxy with enough power to alter the fundamental nature of spacetime. The various alien fleets surrounding their station suddenly seemed insignificant compared to this cosmic-scale threat. "Commander," Alina called out, "we need to contact Earth Control immediately. What we're dealing with isn't a discovery or a diplomatic incident. It's a potential extinction-level event for our entire galaxy." Before Stone could respond, Lieutenant Torres's voice echoed through the station. "All hands, this is communications. We have a single vessel dropping out of hyperspace. Configuration matches Earth Control diplomatic cores. They're requesting permission to dock." Alina looked through the viewport at the gathering alien armada. Dozens of massive warships, each representing the military might of ancient galactic civilizations, all focused on their small research station. And Earth Control had sent a single diplomatic vessel. Either humanity had a plan that transcended conventional military thinking, or they were about to witness the galaxy's shortest diplomatic mission in recorded history. Alina suspected, given humanity's track record for impossible solutions, that it might be the former. The first part of their cosmic drama was ending. But Alina had the distinct feeling that the real story was just beginning. The demonstration captain, Sarah Mitchell, stood in the airlock of the Earth vessel Prometheus, studying the tactical display showing the massive alien fleet surrounding Andromeda Research Station Alpha 743, warships representing 12 different species each, vessel capable of reducing the research station to cosmic dust. Yet here she was, preparing to dock with nothing but diplomatic credentials and humanity's reputation for finding solutions where none should exist. "Captain," came the voice of her communications officer, Lieutenant Park, the Vorthok dreadnought. "Bonecrusher is requesting immediate surrender of all research data. They're giving us 60 seconds to comply." Mitchell smiled grimly. "Lieutenant, please respond with standard diplomatic protocol 7. The Earth delegation appreciates the Vorthok Empire's interest and requests the honor of formal negotiations to ensure all parties' concerns are properly addressed, ma'am." They're not going to like that response. No, they're not. But they also don't understand what they're dealing with. Mitchell sealed her atmospheric suit and prepared to transfer to the research station. "Park, begin transmitting package Alpha to all vessels on open channels. Let them see what we've been working on." The docking procedure completed smoothly. Despite the tension crackling through the local communication networks, Commander Stone met Mitchell at the airlock, his face showing the strain of the past 18 hours. "Captain Mitchell, thank you for coming. Though I have to say, one diplomatic vessel against this fleet seems optimistic, even by Earth control standards." Mitchell followed Stone through the station corridors, noting the mix of human and Galaxian technology that made the joint facility possible. "Commander, Earth Control didn't send me here to fight. We sent me here to coordinate the galaxies. Survival." They entered the main laboratory, where Dr. Vasquez and the Galaxian scientists Ixthera continued their analysis of the mysterious signal. The display now showed not just the original mathematical sequences, but projections extending far into space, tracking the approach of something that defied easy classification. "Captain," Dr. Vasquez said without looking up from her work, "we've confirmed our worst fears. The entity approaching our galaxy isn't just large. It's actively consuming energy from the cosmic background radiation, growing stronger as it approaches. At current trajectory and acceleration, it will reach the outer spiral arms in approximately 4 months." Mitchell studied the projection, her mind racing through the implications. "Doctor, show me the energy consumption patterns." The display shifted, revealing a 3-dimensional model of the entity's feeding habits. It moved through space like a cosmic hurricane, drawing energy from stars, nebulae, even the dark matter flows that held galactic structure together. "It's not just a threat to inhabited worlds," Ixthera observed. "This entity could destabilize the entire galactic arm. Stellar formation, planetary orbits, even the fundamental forces that bind matter together could be disrupted." A sharp chime indicated incoming communications. Lieutenant Torres's voice filled the laboratory. "All stations, this is communications. The alien fleet commanders are demanding immediate access to our research data. The Saurian Brotherhood is threatening to board us by force." Mitchell activated her personal communicator. "Lieutenant Park, begin Phase 2 of Package Alpha, and please inform the Saurian Brotherhood that Earth Control has some interesting data to share with all concerned parties." Commander Stone looked puzzled. "Captain, what exactly is Package Alpha?" "The solution, Commander, or at least the beginning of one." Mitchell moved to the central display and began accessing files that had been transmitted from her vessel. 3 months ago, Earth Control's deep space monitoring stations detected the same signal you found here. But we also detected something else, similar signals from other galaxies. The display filled with new data, showing signal sources scattered across the observable universe. Dr. Vasquez gasped as she recognized the pattern. "These are all warnings," Alina said in amazement. "Other galaxies have faced this entity before, exactly, and some of them survived." Mitchell highlighted specific signal clusters. "We've been analyzing the mathematical progressions from 17 different galactic sources. The survivors all had one thing in common: coordinated response." Ixthera's translator struggled with her emotional state. Coordinated response across an entire galaxy. The logistics alone would be impossible. The political complexities, the technological differences between species. Which is why, Mitchell continued calmly, Earth Control has spent the past 3 months developing a coordination protocol specifically designed for this threat. The laboratory doors opened, and High Coordinator Velta entered with several other alien representatives who had apparently beamed directly aboard. Mitchell recognized the scaled features of a Saurian Brotherhood commander, the crystalline form of an ethereal collective envoy, and the imposing bulk of a Vorthok war leader. "Human captain," the Vorthok rumbled, "your species presumes much. This station's research belongs to the strongest power, not to primitives who stumbled into space mere decades ago." Mitchell faced the assembled alien commanders with perfect diplomatic composure. "War leader Gokta, I appreciate the Vorthok Empire's directness. However, I believe you'll find our proposal more interesting than territorial disputes." She gestured to the display, which now showed the full scope of the approaching threat. "This entity has consumed 43 galaxies in the past million years. It grows stronger with each feeding, and our galaxy is directly in its path. According to our analysis of survivor signals, no single species has ever defeated it alone." The Saurian commander, his reptilian features showing skepticism, hissed his response. "You propose alliance. The Brotherhood does not share power with lesser species." "I propose survival," Mitchell replied simply. "And I propose that humanity coordinate the defense, because we have something none of your species possess: experience in impossible logistics." Dr. Vasquez looked confused. "Captain, what do you mean?" Mitchell smiled. "Doctor, how many species represented in this fleet have ever successfully coordinated military action between more than 3 different civilizations simultaneously?" The question hung in the air as the alien commanders exchanged uncertain glances. The ethereal collective envoy, speaking in harmonics that their translators rendered as crystal chimes, provided the answer. "Such coordination has never been achieved. Cultural differences, technological incompatibilities, and territorial conflicts make large-scale cooperation impossible." "Exactly. But humans have been solving impossible coordination problems since before we reached space. We've managed global economies involving hundreds of nations, coordinated disaster relief across multiple continents, and somehow managed to create joint research stations like this one." Mitchell gestured around the laboratory. "War leader Gokta's massive frame shifted, his attention now focused on the tactical implications. "You believe you can coordinate the military forces of 12 civilizations against this cosmic threat?" "I believe we can coordinate the entire galaxy," Mitchell said quietly. "Earth Control has been developing distributed command protocols specifically for cosmic-scale threats. We've studied every successful galactic defense from the survivor signals, and they all used similar principles: decentralized coordination, adaptive resource allocation, and real-time tactical evolution." Commander Stone stepped forward. "Captain, are you suggesting that Earth Control anticipated this exact scenario?" "Not this exact scenario, but something like it. Earth Control has always operated on the assumption that humanity's greatest contribution to galactic civilization wouldn't be our technology or our military might. It would be our ability to make impossible things work through pure, stubborn determination." The Galaxian scientist Sixthara had been quietly analyzing the new data Mitchell had provided. Suddenly, she looked up with what Alina had learned to recognize as excitement in her species. "Captain Mitchell, these coordination protocols, they're based on the signal mathematics themselves. You've been using the entity's own predictive algorithms to develop defensive strategies." "Precisely. The entity's power comes from its ability to predict and counter resistance. But the survivor signals show us how to use that predictability against it. The entity expects chaotic, uncoordinated resistance. It doesn't know how to handle true galactic unity." The laboratory fell silent as the implications sank in. The assembled alien commanders each representing civilizations thousands of years older than humanity, were being asked to trust their survival to a species that had barely left its home star system. The ethereal collective envoy spoke first, the harmony. Senses truth in your words, human captain. But trust requires demonstration. How do you prove your coordination capabilities? Mitchell had been waiting for this question. Lieutenant Park, initiate demonstration protocol. On every display throughout the station, new data began appearing. Real-time tactical information from human vessels throughout the galaxy, economic data from Earth-controlled trading networks, scientific research from dozens of joint human-alien projects. For the past 6 months, Mitchell explained, Earth Control has been quietly implementing coordination protocols across all our galactic activities. Every human vessel, every research station, every diplomatic mission has been operating as part of a single, integrated network. We've been practicing galactic-scale coordination without anyone realizing it. Dr. Vasquez stared at the displays in amazement. The supply deliveries that always arrived exactly when we needed them. The research data that perfectly complemented our work. The diplomatic solutions that seemed too convenient. All part of the practice runs, Mitchell confirmed. Earth Control has been preparing for exactly this scenario. The moment when our galaxy would need to function as a single organism to survive. War leader, Gokta-esque, combat-trained mind grasped the implications immediately. You've been turning the entire galaxy into a single military unit without firing a shot. More than that, Mitchell replied. We've been proving that it works. The peace in the Outer Rim territories, the successful joint research projects, the trade networks that keep running despite political tensions, all of it has been demonstration. That coordinated action produces better results than conflict. The Saurian commander's hostile posture began to shift. Your species has been manipulating galactic politics for months. Our species has been ensuring galactic survival, Mitchell corrected gently. And now we need to scale up those same principles to face a cosmic threat. High Coordinator, who had remained silent throughout the discussion, finally spoke. Captain Mitchell, the Galaxian Confederation has observed human coordination abilities with great interest. We are prepared to support your proposal, but only with certain assurances, which are that when this threat is defeated, the coordination network will be dismantled. No single species should possess such comprehensive control over galactic activities. Mitchell nodded respectfully. Veltar Earth Control agrees completely. Our goal isn't galactic domination, it's galactic survival. When the threat is neutralized, the network transfers to joint administration by all participating species. One by one, the alien commanders agreed to the proposal. The ethereal collective saw the harmony in unified action. The Vorthok Empire recognized the military necessity. The Saurian Brotherhood calculated that cooperation offered better odds than conquest. Even the smaller species representatives, who had remained silent during the negotiations, voiced their support as the agreement took shape. Dr. Vasquez continued monitoring the approaching entity. Captain, the latest projections show the entity has begun accelerating. It may arrive sooner than we estimated. Mitchell's expression hardened with determination. Then we begin implementation immediately. Ladies, gentlemen, and esteemed beings of all species, welcome to the first truly galactic military operation in recorded history. The research station that had begun as a symbol of peaceful cooperation was about to become the command center for the galaxy's survival, and at its heart was the uniquely human belief that any problem, no matter how impossible, could be solved with enough determination, creativity, and the willingness to make the impossible work. The real test was about to begin. Asterisk.